Hey, it's Tom Frye back with another Deliberate Family Moment. Well, at the end of 2021, our ministry went through a rebrand. We moved from Family First Ministries to Deliberate Family Ministries. Now, both names have had a deep connection to our family. Deliberate was a word that Lisa and I used throughout the raising of our children, and it speaks to the need to make decisions that are consistent with the vision that God has placed on our life. It is a word that I've continued to use throughout my life as I share about our ministry. And it seems to encompass every aspect of it, whether it is writing, speaking, performing concerts, doing events, or life coaching. However, I wanted to share with you briefly about our old brand because it was the phrase family first that was the genesis for this ministry. Like many young husbands and fathers in my late 20s, I was working hard to do what I thought was right. I was working long hours. I was involved in civic organizations. I wore several hats at our small country church. And along with my wife and I was trying to raise our three children and caregive for my elderly grandmother. One day after church, I was venting to my pastor, and if I'm honest, I was probably doing more whining than venting about me being on the verge of burnout. And my pastor loved me enough to look me in the eye and say, "Tom, don't forget, your family is your first ministry." You see, I'd been so busy serving good things that I was at risk of missing out on much of the life of those I loved the most. So I began to assess my obligations and let go of those things in the community that weren't directly connected to my work. I took a look at my church responsibilities and resigned from those that I had agreed to out of obligation rather than a genuine call. And I began to give that time to my wife and my children. This was difficult because some did not understand and whether the conflict was internal or external. I remember having to battle through the guilt that comes from disappointing others. However, the time I gained with my wife and my children was worth every sacrifice. Putting our family first always means that we trade something that's good for something that's better, those precious moments with our family. I'm sure you've heard this many times, but it's worth repeating. Love is spelled T-I-M-E. And I believe if we are to effectively disciple our children, we need to spend time with them. And not just time in the practices of our faith, but time attending their recitals and ball games, inviting them into our work, taking walks and playing games with them, just simply doing life. Our children will not remember every gift, every game, or every conversation, but they will remember that you were there. Mom and Dad, I hope this week's thought will help you more deliberately put your family first. And as always, if you have a question about parenting, marriage, or spiritual growth that you would like for me to consider for an upcoming Deliberate Moment, or if you'd be interested in some one-on-one or group life coaching, or possibly bringing my family to your church for a Deliberate Family event, perfect for marriage, parenting, or personal spiritual growth, be sure to email info@DeliberateFamilyMinistries.com. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below as well. Until next week, this is Tom Frye reminding you to live deliberately.